Roxanna Ferguson has just recently returned from India, where she spent 2.5 weeks with a group of people from Kamloops, and we thought we'd make a segment all about it because you took some fabulous pictures.
Well, we didn't take as many pictures as we took last time we were in India, but certainly we had some great shots.
Yeah. And so where'd you fly into?
Well, there's a brand new nonstop flight that goes Vancouver to Delhi with Air Canada, and it was amazing. It was so nice to not have to connect in Korea or Hong Kong or wherever. Very strange, we flew over Kabul, which kind of was a bit unnerving to me, but I guess, you know, they know what they're doing. So we flew into Delhi and then spent literally about 4 hours getting some sleep in the airport, and then got on another plane and flew to Calcutta. And I just had the chance to watch Lion, the movie that was filmed in the Calcutta train station as we were flying home from India, and that train station is exactly like it looks. It's inundating, it's crazy. So we took a train from Calcutta to Phakra, which is a small center where we got on our country boat to get to our river cruise.
You have to be careful how you pronounce that name.
I know, hey? I don't know how to pronounce it any other way.
I think it sounded very legit.
Okay, it is.
Yes. We have pictures though, so where do you want to start? Like, should we get going on the first picture?
Well, let's see what they've got. Yep, let's look at the first picture. So this is a scene off of our, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize it would be so small. You can't see those lovely ladies.
That's okay.
So they are all carrying those bricks on their heads that you see lined up. And they're basically, the Ganges River really flows high and low, like the 20 meters can be the difference in, you know, the water level of the Ganges River. So these women are moving the bricks onto the bank so that they can build a bit of a breaker. Okay. And really neat. This is one of the places that we went to that is completely under ruins now. They're just doing a whole archaeological dig. It's a World Heritage UNESCO site. So, you know, you look at the picture, especially the top, and I don't know if you can see the texture there, but it's just incredible. And these are not temples and ruins that the average tourist sees. We were on the Ganges River, and there are very few riverboats that actually sail. It's becoming more popular, but it's still definitely for what I call the traveler, not the tourist. And so you don't see a lot of, well, we stopped in villages in our country boat to go to these places, and depending on the river levels, you'll find sometimes that there are places where you'll stop that they'll have cars waiting for us that have never seen white people before, never seen blonde females before. So I'm sure I'm in 1,000 selfies because it was like I was that person on the TV that they saw. The picture just before the one that we're at, if we could just stop at this one for a second, but the one before that was actually us going for a rickshaw tour. And there you go. Cool. And those are our rickshaws to go back to our boat. A lot of our group had never ridden in a rickshaw, and the poor fellows that were cycling them really got their workout because they had to go uphill. But
good Lord, can you imagine the workout? Oh,
and they're tiny men, tiny men. You and I feel like monsters there. So this is one of the gals in our group, Norma, who is a retired primary school teacher, and we happened to be walking through this village, and there was a school in session, and so she said, can we go and visit the school? So we went to visit the school. Well, lo and behold, doesn't she sit down and start teaching them the Itsy Bitsy Spider Song.
That's awesome.
And these kids lapped it up. They had so much fun, and they were so good at it. They just, it was great. It just totally made her day.
Is that the Ganges?
This is the Ganges, and that's our riverboat. That's the boat that 12 cabins, 24 people, that's our vessel.
Your whole crew from Kamloops was on this?
Our whole crew had that vessel, and it was very, very neat. But these are the typical villages that we would go through, and like I say, you know, this is not. Can we just back up to that one before? I have to show you one thing on that. See the round circles on the sides of the walls?
Yes.
That's cow dung.
And that's what they used to build?
That's what they used to build, and that's what they use for fuel in their fires.
Right, I've heard about that.
Yes. So these.
Does it smell?
No, it doesn't. You smell all kinds of things, but no, it doesn't. I just love this shot. She's got the kid there, but the rice is on her head.
That's just a practical place to put it,
exactly. Right? Yeah, I love that shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah, so this is Bodh Gaya, which is a Buddhist temple, and amazing. I couldn't. It was just something I hadn't seen before, and so few of us Caucasian people and so many pilgrims coming from everywhere in the Buddhism world to come in and pray here. And the next picture is actually those are all monks that are praying at night. And it was just, it was a really almost surreal feeling being a part of that when, you know, it was just like you were in the heart of their world. The next morning we actually had time with a monk and did a Q&A with him. It was really great.
Awesome.
This is Varanasi. This is the city of learning and burning. This is where they cremate the bodies when Hindu people have died, and if they're with them in a close proximity, they will carry the bodies down. They will wrap them in cloth. Well, they're wrapped in cloth before they'd carry them down. They burn them right on the banks of the Ganges, and then they spread the ashes in the river. If you see this picture, the two red things on the bottom, I don't know if you can tell what that is. Those are skulls.
Okay.
So this is a monk who is in one sect of monkhood where they are protectors. And so they have all of these rituals that they have to do, and one of them is collecting skulls, and he will have even eaten out of that skull.
Wow.
So we saw some things that were pretty crazy. There's some cremations going on right there. So we were on the river for the morning prayers and then again for the evening prayers to see all of that. And I think, so that's the evening. And it was just incredible. Really, really interesting.
Sounds like it's been it was a hugely cultural experience.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Taj Mahal, of course, that was the most
Beautiful.
touristy place that we went. And then we ended with a tiger safari.
Yes.
And so that was kind of cool. You know, tigers aren't everywhere in the world, so I've done a few African safaris, but this was different because of the tigers.
That
it was
is
amazing.
Great. Yeah. You guys hit a lot of different things, a lot of different areas, learned a lot of stuff, it looks like.
Super cultural, you betcha. It was great.
I bet Roxanna will be returning to India at some point again, so people will probably get in touch with you.
2 more trips, for sure, absolutely. 2 more areas I have to see.
Perfect. If there is any want or need for you to get to India, Roxanna's your girl. Information on the screen. Roxanna, thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.